Okay, at this time, I'd like to call the Administrative Services Committee meeting for December 3rd, 2018 to order. Please call the roll.
Councilor Corradino.
Here.
Councilor DeMasi.
Here.
Councilor Hill.
Here.
Councilor Tesserero.
Here.
Councilor Wilmot.
Here. I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of the November 19th, 2018 committee meeting. Councilor Tesorerio, Councilor Hill.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesserero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes. Moving right along to old business. Is there any old business to discuss for this committee? Seeing none. Number one, under communication, the City Clerk's Office is requesting permission to accept a donation of 2 rare books from Mark Tesorerio and Ronald Tesorerio. Is there somebody here that would like to speak? Maybe Mr. Tesorerio.
I wanted to thank Tress for finding these books. Someone came to her and she approached me about acquiring them. So one of them is the 1871 City Charter. It's a replacement for a book that we have that's really damaged, and the one that we got, I think Ronnie's seen it, and maybe Gosick was in this afternoon, but the one is in really good condition that we're getting. And then the other one is 1868 to 1871 Common Council book, and we did not have a copy of that. So these are 2 great things to have. So I didn't really think we should approach the city about spending money, so I called Ronnie and said, you know, it's $150. Would you like to split it with me? And Ronnie said, sure. You know, so that's how we ended up being the people donating it. So I think it's great for the city to have these books. So hopefully you'll approve it.
Very good. Thank you. Are there any comments? Councilor DeMasi?
I think you're 2 fine young men here. Thank you very much for the donation.
Yes. Certainly thank you to Mark and to Councilor Tesorerio for that donation to the city. Very nice. Seeing nothing else, can I have a motion? Councilor DeMasi, Councilor Hill.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesserero.
Abstain.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Item number 2. Mark Tesorerio, City Clerk, is requesting permission for Mayor William J. Barlow, Jr. to sign an agreement with Forte Payment Systems Incorporated to provide credit and debit payment processing in the City Clerk's office. Mark, would you like to say something about this one?
So we're very excited to be able to take credit cards soon. I think we're the 2nd city department to be able to take credit cards. So I again want to thank Tress for putting in the work to find out about. We use a system called BAS for the licenses and all the things that we do downstairs. So they have 2 companies they work with for credit cards, and we interviewed both of them and chose Forte Payment Systems. So there's no fee for the city. Fees are charged to the customer, just like in the Chamberlain's office. The fee is 2.45% or $1.95, whichever is greater. We'll have the swipe terminal at the counter, so we don't actually have the credit card in our hands ever. And then eventually, this won't be the first phase, but we want to be able to take credit cards online, because a lot of people get birth certificates and stuff like by email requests. So at this point, we're just trying to figure out the safest way to do that, so that won't be part of the first pass. But anybody coming into the office will be able to take credit cards.
All right, very good. Any questions? Councilor DeMasi.
Just a quick one. So people can't call in and say, can I give you my card over the phone either?
Correct, because we don't want to have that information kept or anybody actually to have it. So we're trying to figure out a payment system online that will be able to not ever see the information. And I'm sure we'll be able to find a solution to that. We just haven't yet.
All right, anybody else with any comments, questions? I do have one quick question. I know when we brings up some bad memories. When we converted the phone system, when we went to purchasing Onondaga County, we had some issues with our technology department and getting things taken care of as far as the technology end of it. How is this system actually? Will we need any additional servers or switches, or is it internet-based? Is it via phone?
It's internet-based, so all we need is a connection to the internet downstairs and then a connection to our database that we use now. It's part of the database we use for everything now. It's a credit card plug-in, so the technology this is a plug-in to that technology, which should make it much easier.
And who, again, you know, I'm going back with our phone system. I learned a lot after the phone system that we went through. Did anybody really look at and make sure that we had the infrastructure and the capabilities to accept this system without incurring additional costs?
We did.
Okay, it's on the record.
Yes, we tested it.
It's basically you plug it in, so you need a power source.
Mhm.
You need an internet line going into the device, which I've already spoke to my parents about, not a problem. It works like ours. No addition.
All right. Well, I just want to be sure because, as you know, we've had some issues with our voice over internet protocol phone system, which is internet-based. And I mean, after going through all those, I know Councilor Hill and I have been working on that, not making a lot of progress, but we're getting there. But I didn't want to throw any more issues at us as far as technology goes.
So this is going on one computer only at this time,
Mhm.
because our other computer is behind the counter, we don't want customers behind the counter. So if we ever did have a problem, we'd still have another computer, customer service would not be interrupted at all.
Okay. All right. As long as you guys have done your due diligence and this won't create any other issues down the road. Great. Can I have a motion? Councilor Hill, Councilor DeMassey.
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Tesarero. Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
All right. Item number 3. Caroline Anderson, Animal Control Officer, requests permission for an intra-departmental transfer in the amount of $5,000 to cover overtime for the animal shelter staff.
I gotta go.
Hi.
Hello. So it is the end of the year, and we are over budget with our overtime costs for the department. It's been a very busy year and employees have been working late hours, but there is money available in our equipment account that we don't need for anything else this year that we can transfer.
All right, any questions, comments? I know we've done this the last couple of years, do the transfer. I mean, was this year, was there anything out of the ordinary for this to happen?
We're just extremely busy. It seems like every year we get busier. We have more people coming into the shelter, and you know, it interrupts the staff, and they can only get so much done when staff, when members of the public are there, and we're just very, very busy. We changed the staffing about 2 years ago, where we ended up having 2 more full-time staff and took away the part-time staff, which has benefited us a lot, but we also extended the hours of one of our days of operation. So just with everything going on, even though we have more people, we're still just incredibly busy. So there's days we can't get out of there by 3 o'clock. It's just impossible. So
Business is good.
business is busy.
On a kind of a different topic, but in your department, this summer I got a lot of calls about skunks, and this budget transfer, does that have anything to do with all the skunk calls that
No,
and
most
issues?
of the skunk complaints, well, the emergency skunk complaints were handled by the animal control staff, but most of the skunk complaints were handled by our trapper, Sean O'Gorman. So that was mostly, skunks living in people's yards and things like that. He would go and set traps. Any emergency calls the staff do respond to, but that was, most of your skunk calls were just nuisance calls.
Okay, very good. Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, can I have a motion? Councilor DeMassey, Councilor Hill.
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Tesarero.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes. That was item number 3, I believe. Moving to item number 4. Caroline Anderson, Animal Control Officer, requests permission for the City of Chamberlain to make an interdepartmental transfer in the amount of $3,000 to cover the cost of veterinarian supplies for the shelter animals. Caroline?
Once again, our materials and supplies account is depleted for the year, and we do have some money available in the equipment account that we can transfer over just to get some more surgical supplies to get us through the surgery season for the end of the year. Some medications, we need some vaccines, things like that.
All right. Any questions, Caroline? Seeing none, can I have a motion? Councilor Tesarero, Councilor Hill.
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Tesarero.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes. Item number 5, Deborah Code, City Chamberlain, requests discussion of EFC Project 21 bond requirement.
Thank you, Counselor. This is EFC Project 21. It is the asset management. We did have a bond issue earlier in the year for $5.585 million, and the price has doubled, so EFC is requiring a second resolution. Resolution will be prepared by the Bond Council.
All right, very good. Are there any questions for the City Chamberlain on this? Seeing none, can I have a motion? Councilor DeMasi, Councilor Tesorario.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes. Item number, I'll call it 6. We do have a request to go into executive session for this committee, and at this point, I'm going to ask for a motion to recess, and then we'll come back later. So, a motion. Councilor Hill, Councilor DeMasi.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
At this time, I'll call the Physical Services Committee meeting to order for December 3rd, 2018. Please call the roll.
Councilor Hill.
Here.
Councilor Wilmot.
Here.
Councilor DeMasi.
Here.
Councilor Gozick. Absent.
Could I please have a motion to approve the minutes of our November 19th, 2018 meeting? Councilor Wilmot, Councilor DeMasi.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Is there any old business to come before this committee? Seeing none, we'll move on to communications. Item number 1. The Engineering Department received a request for use of public space from Anthony Pauldine, owner of a commercial building located at 197 to 203 West First Street in the 3rd Ward, for the seasonal placement of 2 steel benches 21 inches by 50 inches fronting Good Guys Barbershop as shown on map. I see Mr. Pauldine is not here, but Keith, if you'd like to speak.
Thanks for your time. Do you guys have the photos?
Yes.
Cool. So we're really excited to move our shop from the back of the Canal Commons to the front, and we had these steel benches made to put out left and right of the door. I think they'll look really attractive. They're good branding, and it's additional seating downtown, so I hope you guys will approve this. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, I would agree. The benches do look great, and I think they'd be a nice addition to downtown. So I would hope that everyone would support this. Could I have a motion? Councilor DeMasi, Councilor Wilmot.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 2, Thomas Kells, DPW Commissioner, has received a request from Carol Kavanaugh to donate a memorial bench in honor of her parents, Joseph and Carol Salazzo, to be placed at Brightbeck Park. I did get a chance to reach out to Ms. Kavanaugh, and she will be working with the DPW on placement for the bench, so that should not be an issue. Are there any questions? Okay, could I have a motion, please? Councilor Wilmot, Councilor DeMasi.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Is there any other business to come before this committee? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Councilor Wilmot, Councilor DeMasi.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Okay. At this time, I'd like a motion for the Administrative Services Committee meeting to come out of recess, and we'll eventually go into a executive session. Councilor Hill, Councilor Tesorario.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes. And now I need a motion to go into executive session. Councilor Wilmot, Councilor DeMasi, Councilor Tesorario.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.